Lakshita. So Dietitian Lakshita, she is based in Delhi. She's a clinical dietitian. She specializes in diabetes, then sports nutrition, Ayurveda, and naturopathy. She has a total 5 years of experience in the field of nutrition, and it's a pleasure to have you and to specifically speak about this topic, which is about weight loss. There are many myths. People try different shortcut to achieve weight loss. The very first question which everyone want to know, that what is the difference between fat loss and weight loss? Is there any difference?
Okay, thank you, Julie, first of all, for inviting me. And it's a very interesting question because people often are confused, right? A lot of
Yeah.
patients say, ma'am, I want to lose fat, right? And what they want is basically the weight loss, right? So I will clear this doubt very easily. So when we talk about weight, it's made up of four things, right? So one is your protein, water, minerals, and your body fat, right? So if I say I want to lose weight, right? So weight,
Mhm.
I reduce my water intake, I can lose I can lose weight. I can reduce my protein intake, I can lose weight, right? So weight is made up of lot of things. It's variable, right? So you can go up and down weight, just like one day you're up, second day you're down. But the second is the fat loss, right? And fat loss basically means that you're reducing that fat cells. So if you want to really, really lose weight, like stick to the fat loss, not for the weight
People
loss.
try a lot of starvation diet. They go on a diet, they don't eat for a longer duration. They might lose some weight initially, but is that weight loss a good weight loss to lose in a way? Starving for a longer duration has been recommended. What do you suggest to your clients?
Okay, so before I take up that question, it's very important to understand what diet is, right? So diet is anything you eat. And when I used to like learn in my college that what diet is, we never learned in the case of that it's a keto diet, it's an Atkins diet, it's an intermittent fasting diet, it's a gluten-free diet. What we understood diet was something like a soft diet, liquid diet, right? Like a semi-solid diet. That's what diet in a dietitian mind is. But because of
Correct.
Instagram, starvation diet, this trash diet gained a lot of popularity, right? So now coming back to your question, is starvation diet good to go? Never, never. So we've seen patients who've gone to keto diet for 7 months, 8 months, and then came to us with high cholesterol levels, right? Or probably just had those shakes, right? Continuously twice a day, and then came up with problems, right? So starvation diet or crash diet are never a solution. So it's always a balanced diet you want to eat. You want to include milk in your diet, milk products, any kind of grains or millets, vegetables, fruits, any kind of these stuff is important. If you lose on any of the important food, you're going to miss a lot, right? And we
Most of the
understand that.
time people get cravings, either it be sweet cravings, food cravings. How can they be determined? How can they be disciplined in their diet? Any diet tips which?
That, for example, a lot of patient comes to us and say that I feel hungry during night, right? And then we confirm
Mhm.
made you hungry at night, and they said that we read somewhere that just have cucumber at night or just have soup at night, and we're following that. So body starts starving, right? You might see a minimal result, but at longer going to create a lot of problems. So we try to explain starvation is never a solution. Always go for a balanced diet. Just remember this one thing, that those four pillars, right? The first pillar would be your food, second pillar will be your sleep, third pillar will be your sex life, your emotion. So you break the first pillar, all is going to be disturbed. And all four pillar, you can imagine that's your.
A fruit which is known for managing cravings and would help you to keep determined to your diet, it is garcinia. So this garcinia cambogia, I'm sure you must be aware about garcinia. So it has HCA, which is hydroxycitric acid, and this HCA is the more constituent that helps in weight management, as it helps in increasing the serotonin hormone. So when the serotonin hormone are up, you feel more fuller. You don't crave for food. So Garcinia is something which you can, add in your diet if you face a lot of this. So what do you think about visceral fat, and what do you advise?
Okay. So if you want to reduce visceral fat, just do two things. One is jogging, and second, start eating correctly. Right? It is easiest to reduce your visceral fat, and it is easiest to increase your visceral fat. Right? And a lot of people don't understand the importance of visceral fat, but it's gaining, like, people are being being knowledgeable what visceral fat is. Like, for everyone who do not know, I'll just explain very quickly. So visceral fat is
Mhm.
fat around your organs, right? And if you are, like, for forbidden, like if you are in an accident or somebody just pushes you, have you heard anyone that your heart came out, right? Or your eyes popped out? So basically, this visceral fat is around your organs. It's going to protect you. But when we falsely eat or we're not exercising, so this visceral fat increases. Imagine this is my hand, right? And you're putting a cellophane paper around it. Now, one cellophane paper is required to keep this at place. But imagine if I'm putting 10 cellophane paper. So your hand will not be able to move. So imagine this is your heart now. So one layer is required to protect it, but if I put 10, will my heart be able to pump? No. So that's important for you is to keep your heart in check. So I would advise you to start taking supplements who would help you, right? So you can go for loose fat supplement, as you rightly said, you can go for Garcinia also, right? So these supplement along with proper eating would help you to reduce your visceral fat, and very important, start exercising.
Yeah, so this fish oil supplement is, going to be helpful in increasing the good fat in your diet, and definitely will help you in reducing the visceral fat. Many of the time, clients have water retention. They retain water. They wake up in the morning, they see the puffiness in their face, the puffiness in their feet. So what do you, recommend for water retention and edema?
Okay, so it's interesting because just like few hours ago, I got a call. So the person said that I've got all the tests done, still I have so much of water retention. What can I do? So I recommended their nettle tea, which is great for water retention, right? So water retention is one thing. So you can do a small trick to understand if you have water retention or not. You just take, like, any place you feel it's swollen. So whenever we prick, right, and we leave, so our skin comes back the same second. But when we have, would see that it's slowly coming back. So that's one sign that you have water retention. So you can start having nettle tea. So 2 cups a day of nettle tea. And I would advise you to have it before evening because that might increase your trip to washroom. So
Yeah.
obvious, like, it's an obvious pick for the water retention.
What are your top 5 favorite food that you recommend in a healthy fat loss diet?
Okay, so our pick would be that you increase your protein intake, and my favorite would be that you add more and more of sprouts, right? And sprouts, chickpeas, rajmas, that's our favorite pick. So what we tell them that you follow this basic thing. So the first thing in the morning, you have whatever ritual you do, you continue that. In your breakfast, you add paneer, and you can add like your milk as well, along with your preferred breakfast. So first pick would be my paneer, right? Now coming to the breakfast, I would be asking you to have curd and dal. So that's my second and third pick. So dal and curd. Now curd you can make in a buttermilk form. That's best and suitable for all body type. So whatever amount of curd you taking, you have the same amount of water and churn it properly, right? So that will be my third pick, dal. Now coming to dal, I would be asking you to add spinach, beetroot, right, and ghee, bottle gourd, and in some places you say is loki, right? So you chop it and add it in. That will be my third pick. Fourth pick of mine will be that if you want to add any supplements, so multivitamins will be great if you're looking for any weight loss or a fat loss diet. And fifth would be to eat your vegetables, right? So you can have like soup with vegetables, or what we understand how a lot of people like to have vegetables. So we tell, right, to probably just like dry them and add it in your dal, or just dry them, or like make a flour dough out of it. So that's another pick for us. And obviously cucumbers, pomegranate, these are great for weight.
Most of the time we will see that people, they are working out fine, they are having a pretty healthy clean diet, but still somehow even after so much they are not able to lose weight. Their just weight gets stuck to a certain point and they don't see a good result. So what it can be due to?
So, two possibilities it could be. One, that you've like beforehand you've gone to very like you've been to crash diets, right? You've done you doing keto diets, or you're probably doing intermittent fasting wrong. So a lot of patients comes to us and say that I'm eating so clean, but still my weight is stuck. So your before uh, before how you've been following diet matters a lot, right? And second would be to have any kind of deficit calcium, iron, iodine, well, vitamin D. That's another reason why you are stuck with the weight loss.
From a BestSource Nutrition's product range and herbal teas, which is one of your favorite product, and how has the experience been with our products?
You already know the answer, but still I'll tell you. So my favorite always fish oil, right? I really trust their fish oil. The best thing about it that it doesn't have any aftertaste, right? So I've tried a lot of fish oil from different brands. They all
Mm-hmm.
have that aftertaste. And I am a vegetarian, right? I do not want that aftertaste or my breath to be smelling of fish. So fish oil, definitely, that's my first tip for omega-3. And if you feel like that you have any kind of inflammation in the body, right? Or you feel that you have been in lot of stress, or you feel like that your body is not relaxing a lot. So fish oil, definitely, that's my favorite pick. And if I have to pick the green tea, that will be the chamomile tea, right? Because again, a lot of client comes to us and say that we've been stressed the whole day, we're not able to sleep properly. So chamomile tea really fixes that. So fish oil and chamomile tea. So remember that four pillars. Things where
Yeah,
is gone, your sex life is gone, and your emotions is gone. So the fish oil and the chamomile tea is going to fix that.
really a pleasure to be having you in this live session, Lakshita.
Thank you so much. Pleasure is all mine.